I got to talk about this liberal idea of let's bring a bunch of people in the country because we're just going to help all these people. They're going to have make some more money here and be better off than they are in their home country. I just saw a video of this truck driver, right, or a guy driving a truck, I should say, that was saying in whatever language he was speaking, he was screaming about how this company put him in a truck, they don't pay him now, and he's like, I'm just gonna tell you, as a truck driver and who's been doing this for a long time, these companies are just gonna keep doing this kind of thing. And this sort of liberal idea, if you want to call it that, of just having people come into the country because it's so supposedly better for them, these companies they are actually literally taking advantage of these people. They're just treating them as disposable labor. It's worse than cheap labor. It's disposable labor. In other words, we're just going to work them, and we're just not going to pay them. Keep in mind that when it comes to freight, and I'll just call this a trucking report. How about that? When it comes to freight, there is a threshold to which you can only go so low on freight before you can no longer pay for fuel, you can no longer pay for tires, you can no longer maintain the truck, and you can no longer pay like anybody to be in the driver's seat of that truck. And before you dumbasses start going on about, watching too much fucking Star Wars, thinking that like oh no, it's gonna be automated. Do you realize the cost to do that is way more than a driver? Like way more. To do that. The only reason that cost looks like it's because of subsidies, right? You saw that landman clip, right? How a subsidy works, where the Billy Bob character tells the guy like it is, and he says, no, you're not a cattle rancher, you're an oil man who spends his money on cattle. Don't dilute yourself into thinking you're a cattle rancher because you'd have lost this farm. See, that's how most of America runs right now, is on just endless amounts of subsidies. So when you see these companies that say, oh yeah, it'll be cheaper, and it'll be like, it's because they're being subsidized on the back end. And I know I've been very clear about this stuff and have covered that dozens and dozens and dozens of times on my channel. Many times I've covered this, that's when you can print dollars from nothing and then push them through the back door to these other companies, you end up subsidizing them, and it gives the illusion that it works. It really doesn't. So no, the cost to do all this stuff is ridiculous. No, you're better off just actually dealing with a person. Here's the problem, and this is the real meat and potatoes. You guys can think whatever you want about me, all you want. And I know that I've stirred up a lot of animosity, and a lot of you fucking hate me, and that's fine. But you hate me or not, I'm gonna tell you the truth. When it comes to this kind of stuff, these companies have abused all of these people. That's what this is. This is what this is coming down to. All those truck drivers out there that supposedly won't do the driving truck. It isn't that they won't drive a truck. It's that those companies have abused. They do shit like this all the time. So this guy, in whatever language, who's not being paid, yeah, that happens to Americans too. And then those Americans say, hey, I'm no longer working for that company. And then, by the way, let me go on the internet and tell everybody else not to work for that company. And then other drivers start not working for that company, right? We've been over this. You know how this game is played. So these companies keep doing this. They're not gonna go away until you cut off their supply of disposable labor. You are not helping all you liberals out there, you cul-de-sac dwelling twats. You are not helping these people at all. You're actually keeping companies around. All these oligarchs you claim you hate, you're keeping them around. You're keeping them rich by doing this. By allowing this kind of thing, you're just keeping all those oligarchs rich and in power. By cutting off their disposable labor supply, then they now have to deal with Americans again. And Americans are not going to deal with them. In other words, they're going to go out of business. All those oligarchs are going to go out of business because your Americans are going to say, no, we're not going to do that. Or I will do it, but you're going to pay me a lot of money because I hate you. Because you have brought this on yourself. You have destroyed an entire industry. That's the reality. So no, you're not helping these people by doing this. Like, well, but it's better here than in their country. Really? Because then why is everybody vacationing in their home country? Why is it that I hear all the time from people who are like, oh, our country's better and we have free this and free that? Okay, well then go the fuck back there. Right? I mean, that's common sense. That, you know, if you're constantly saying that your country is better, then why did you come here? You came here for one reason, and it's because the dollar has relatively more spending power than whatever shithole country currency you have. And by the way, I'm not saying the dollar's any better. The dollar's a shithole currency that needs to go away. But, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I mean, are we on the same page here? That's the only reason you're here is because just to make money and take it out of the country. So, I mean, and unfortunately, you know, I mean, and this is going to be an exclusive for X, because I can't post this on TikTok. TikTok fucking destroyed. You know, they've already destroyed my account, so they're not going to let this kind of thing go. But the orange shit fuck is not going to get rid of these fucking people, dude. I don't think so. You know, I know that there's a lot of truck drivers out there that are holding out hope that, oh no, the orange shit fuck is going to, like, no, he's not, dude. All these companies have given him all kinds of gifts, right? We all saw the South Park episode where he sits back like Jabba the Hutt and people pay homage to him by giving him all kinds of gifts, right? Yeah, that's the reality. There isn't one of those motherfuckers I would have accepted even 5 cents from. That's just me personally, because for me it's like, well, I don't see the world quite the way that the orange shit fuck sees it. He sees it from a top down, you know, like, I'm going to be benevolent. We saw this dumbass today, you know, I did anyway, where, you know, he was posing like he's on Mount Rushmore. Like, no, like, people don't do that. Normal, like, leaders don't do weird shit like that. They don't have posters of themselves all over the place, like Chairman fucking Mao. Dude, they don't do that. Normal people don't do weird shit like that, the God Emperor thing. No, you've been fucked. A bunch of you won't admit it, but you've been fucked. And that's the truth. So no, I'd like to see him get rid of all these fucking people. Is he going to? Probably not. I don't see it. You know, it's like, oh, but India, he's going to do sanctions. Like, no, he's not going to do any sanctions. And telling companies you can't export jobs just doesn't mean anything about, like, they can't keep importing more people, more insourcing, and bringing a bunch of people into the country to destroy American wages even further than they've already been destroyed. I'm not sure, you know, and the thing, like, I'm not even sure you could destroy it much more as it is. I mean, you've already got people that have kind of given up on everything because they can't fucking afford anything now. It's the truth, right? I mean, because the currency's worthless. Nobody wants to have that discussion with me. Fucking none of you do. The capitalists, the commies, none of you want to have that discussion with me, because, you know, I'll fucking destroy you again, like I have done on many occasions. In fact, it's getting old. I'm looking actually for better opponents out there, because the same tired fucking arguments. So anyhow, that's sort of my thought on you leftist twats out there, cul-de-sac dwelling dickheads that you are, you know, pampered assholes that all of you are. You're not helping these people. You're actually part of the problem, and you're doing an enormous amount of damage, not only to the country, but to them, because they're just going to be used as disposable fucking labor.